Did you know Batman's story isn't just about fighting crime? It's a powerful tale of resilience and transformation. From the tragedy of losing his parents to becoming Gotham's greatest symbol of hope, Bruce Wayne's journey mirrors the struggles we all face when battling our inner demons. It's not just a superhero story, it's a blueprint for overcoming darkness and finding strength in the face of despair. But what if we could look at Batman's life through the lens of the hero's journey to inspire us in our own battles? Would you take that journey with him?
You're not brave. Men are brave.
You're not brave. Men are brave. For Batman, this world is one of trauma and despair. As a child, Bruce Wayne witnessed the murder of his parents in a dark alley, a moment that shattered his sense of security and innocence. His world became one dominated by grief, loss, and a yearning for justice that felt impossibly out of reach. Similarly, for someone dealing with depression, the ordinary world is often marked by a sense of monotony and hopelessness. It's a place where even the simplest tasks feel insurmountable, and the weight of despair seems unrelenting. For me, Bruce's journey is a powerful reminder that bravery doesn't mean living without fear or pain. It's about facing those challenges head-on, despite how overwhelming they might feel. When he says, "You're not brave, men are brave," I can't help but see it as a profound truth. The simple act of recognizing and confronting your struggles is, in itself, an act of courage. Depression often feels like a dense fog, clouding your judgment and making the idea of change or recovery seem impossible. But like Bruce, the first step is acknowledging the pain and admitting that something needs to change. This phase of the hero's journey resonates deeply with me. It's the moment where the hero, burdened and broken, still holds the potential to rise. Even when the odds seem insurmountable, recognizing that potential is the first act of true bravery.
Why do we fall, sir? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up.
Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. His pain must have a purpose, and he finds it in his mission to protect Gotham from the evils that robbed him of his parents. It's his way of reclaiming control and transforming his anguish into action. For someone battling depression, the call to adventure might not come with the same dramatic flair. It can be a quiet moment, a fleeting thought that whispers, "This can't go on." It's the realization that staying in the same place, emotionally or mentally, isn't sustainable. Depression has a way of convincing you that change is impossible, but the call is proof that deep down there is a part of you that believes healing is possible. Alfred's words, "Why do we fall? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up," encapsulate this stage beautifully. Falling is inevitable. It's part of being human, but the call to adventure reminds us that falling isn't the end of the story. It's an opportunity to rise, to learn, and to begin a journey towards something better. Answering this call is the first step in transforming despair into hope.
Fear is a tool.
Fear is a tool. Even after hearing the call, the hero often hesitates. This stage is marked by fear, doubt, and resistance. For Bruce Wayne, fear is ever present. The fear of failure, of not being enough, and of confronting his deepest vulnerabilities could easily have stopped him from donning the cape and cowl. But instead of letting fear paralyze him, he learns to use it as a tool. Batman becomes the embodiment of fear, turning his own apprehensions into a weapon to fight crime. I know how familiar that voice can be, the one that whispers, "Why bother? It won't make a difference." For someone dealing with depression, that voice can feel like an immovable wall, feeling hesitation and amplifying fears of vulnerability and failure. The idea of seeking help or making a change feels overwhelming, and, oddly enough, the pain of staying where you are can seem easier than facing the uncertainty of the unknown. I've been there, and that pull toward the familiar, even when it hurts, can be so hard to resist. But then there's Batman's reminder. Fear is a tool. That hit me. Fear isn't something to run from, it's something to understand and confront. Acknowledging fear doesn't make you weak, it makes you human. And just like Batman learns to channel his fears into something powerful, we can start to see fear differently, not as a wall, but as a signal that we're stepping into something new, something transformative. Moving past that stage isn't about banishing fear, it's about realizing that it's part of the process. Fear isn't the end, it's where the change begins.
Because sometimes truth isn't good enough. Sometimes people deserve more.
Sometimes the truth isn't good enough. Sometimes people deserve more. In every hero's journey, there's a moment when help arrives. A mentor who provides guidance, encouragement, or a new perspective. For Bruce Wayne, Alfred is the ever-reliable mentor who offers wisdom and unwavering support. Sometimes the truth isn't good enough. Sometimes people deserve more, Alfred tells Bruce, urging him to see that even when the present feels bleak, there's always more to hope for and believe in. For those battling depression, the mentor might not look like Alfred, but their role is no less significant. It could be a therapist who provides tools for healing, a friend who listens without judgment, or even a book, quote, or memory that inspires hope. The mentor helps the hero see beyond their current struggles, offering a glimpse of what's possible when courage meets action. What's so powerful about the mentor's role is their ability to remind the hero that they deserve more than their pain. Depression has a way of convincing you that your struggles define you, but a mentor challenges that narrative. They remind you that your story isn't over, that there's more waiting on the other side of the darkness. Meeting the mentor is a turning point. It's the moment when the hero begins to see, and that with the right support, healing is within reach. This guidance becomes the fuel for the next step of the journey.
It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
Bruce?
It is not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me. Crossing the threshold is the moment when the hero takes their first significant step into the unknown, leaving the safety, or monotony, of their ordinary world behind. For Bruce Wayne, this moment is when he fully embraces his identity as Batman. By putting on the cape and cowl, he takes his first definitive action toward his mission, transforming his grief into a force for justice. This step is irreversible. Once taken, the hero begins a journey where they must confront challenges, adapt, and grow. For me, battling depression felt like even the smallest actions were monumental victories. Crossing that threshold, whether it's deciding to seek therapy, confiding in someone you trust, or just managing to get out of bed and take a walk, is profound. These steps might seem trivial to others, but when you're struggling, they are acts of courage. Depression has this way of making you feel like nothing matters, like no effort will ever change anything. But Batman's words, "It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me," hit differently when you're in that place. It's the doing, the small, seemingly insignificant acts that begin to shift everything. This phase isn't about being perfect, it's about being brave. It's about stepping into the unknown, knowing that healing doesn't happen all at once, but is built step by step. Each action, no matter how small, is a statement. I am not defined by my struggles, but by my effort to overcome them. Crossing the threshold is the start of a transformative journey, a journey filled with both challenges and the possibility of something better. And that first step, it's the hardest, but also the most powerful.
I've had training.
The training is nothing. The will is everything.
The training is nothing. The will is everything. Every hero's journey involves tests, moments that challenges their resolve and force them to grow. For Batman, these tests come in the form of villains like the Joker, Bane, and Scarecrow, each pushing him to his limits. But Batman doesn't face these challenges alone. He has allies like Alfred, Commissioner Gordon, and Robin who support him in his mission. At the same time, he must contend with internal enemies, including his own fears, doubts, and the temptation to give up. For someone battling depression, this phase is often the most grueling. The test might be bad days, overwhelming thoughts, or unexpected setbacks. Allies come in the form of friends, family, therapists, or support groups, people who stand by you and remind you of your strength. Enemies, on the other hand, are often internal, negative self-talk, societal stigma, or the exhaustion that makes it feel easier to quit. The training is nothing, the will is everything, Bruce says, highlighting the importance of persistence. Recovery is not a straight path, it's a series of small victories and hard-fought battles. Each test is an opportunity to build resilience, and each ally reminds you that you're not alone. The enemies, though formidable, are not insurmountable. This phase is where the hero learns to navigate the complexities of their journey, relying on both inner strength and external support to keep moving forward. I made a promise on the grave of my parents to rid this city of the evil that took their lives. The inmost cave is that place where everything you've been avoiding comes to the surface, the darkest, most challenging part of the journey. For Batman, it's confronting the trauma of his parents' murder, the guilt that fuels him, and the rage that drives his mission. That promise he made to fight the evil that stole his family is both his strength and his greatest burden. It forces him to face the pain he's carried for so long, the pain he can't run from. For someone battling depression, the inmost cave feels just as heavy and personal. It's the moment where you have to confront the root of your struggles, whether it's a past trauma, feelings of inadequacy, or the deep-seated fear that you're not enough. It's terrifying because it means facing thoughts and emotions you've worked so hard to bury. But here's the truth. As painful as it is, this confrontation is necessary. It's not easy, I know that, but it's the only way to truly begin healing. Stepping into that cave is the ultimate act of bravery because it means you're no longer running, you're finally facing what's been holding you back. Bruce's words reflect the power of commitment. I made a promise. In the same way, those battling depression must make a promise to themselves, a commitment to face their struggles head-on and continue the fight no matter how overwhelming it feels. This phase is transformative. By confronting their innermost fears, the hero gains clarity and strength, setting the stage for the ultimate ordeal. The approach to the inmost cave is not just a test of bravery, it's a necessary step toward understanding and reclaiming one's power.
Don't be afraid.
You're stronger than you think. Don't be afraid of who you are. For Batman, this is often represented by a life-or-death battle against a formidable foe. These moments test not only his physical strength, but also his moral convictions and emotional resilience. The ordeal strips the hero down to their core, forcing them to confront who they truly are. For someone dealing with depression, the ordeal is the point where the struggle feels insurmountable. It's the lowest of lows, the days when hope feels like a distant memory and the weight of despair threatens to crush you. This phase can feel endless, but it's also where transformation begins. Batman's words, "You're stronger than you think, don't be afraid of who you are a powerful reminder that even in the darkest moments, strength lies within. The ordeal is about enduring, about finding that small spark of resilience that says, I can keep going. It's not about defeating depression in one grand gesture, it's about surviving the hardest moments and proving to yourself that you can. This phase is pivotal because it marks a turning point. By enduring the ordeal, the hero begins to see that they are stronger than they believed. It's the testament to the human spirit's ability to persevere, even in the face of overwhelming odds. Justice is about more than vengeance. It's about doing what's right. The reward is the moment where the hero reaps the fruits of their courage and persistence. For Batman, the reward is often a sense of justice, knowing that his actions have made Gotham a little safer and that he has honored his parents' legacy. But his reward is never about vengeance. It's about doing what's right, about staying true to his mission and his values. For someone battling depression, the reward might not come in the form of a grand epiphany, but in quieter, more personal victories. It could be a moment of peace after a storm of negative thoughts, the joy of reconnecting with a loved one, or the pride in accomplishing something that once felt impossible. These moments are proof that progress is happening, even if it's gradual. Bruce's reminder that justice is about more than vengeance applies here. The reward isn't about punishing yourself for past mistakes or failures. It's about embracing self-compassion and celebrating every step forward. Depression may not disappear overnight, but every small victory is a reminder that healing is possible. The reward is the realization that your efforts matter and that you are capable of progress, and that the journey, while challenging, is worth it. It's about reclaiming your sense of agency and recognizing your own strength. I wear a mask, and that mask, it's not to hide who I am, but to create what I am. After overcoming the ordeal, the hero begins the journey home. For Batman, this phase involves returning to his dual existence as Bruce Wayne and the Dark Knight. His mask is more than a tool for hiding his identity, it's a symbol of transformation. As Batman, he becomes something greater, a beacon of hope and strength for Gotham. His journey is far from over, but he begins to rebuild, finding a balance between his mission and his humanity. For someone battling depression, the road back represents the gradual process of reintegrating into life. After facing their darkest fears, they begin to establish new routines, rebuild relationships, and regain a sense of normalcy. It's not a linear path. Setbacks are inevitable, but each step forward is a victory. This phase is about taking the tools and insights gained during the ordeal and applying them to everyday life. Bruce's words, "I wear a mask, and that mask it's not to hide who I am, but to create what I am," resonate deeply in this context. The road back is about redefining oneself, not pretending to be okay, but embracing the transformation that comes from enduring and overcoming challenges. It's about finding strength in the journey and recognizing that each step, no matter how small, contributes to a new sense of self. The road back isn't the end of the journey, but it's a vital part of the hero's growth.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. And I promise you, the dawn is coming.
The night is darkest just before the dawn. The resurrection is the hero's ultimate test, the final battle that solidifies their transformation. For Batman, this phase often involves a climactic confrontation where he must put everything on the line to protect Gotham. It's a moment of rebirth where he emerges stronger, wiser, and more resolute. Despite the darkness he faces, he holds on to the belief that dawn will come, that hope will prevail. For someone battling depression, the resurrection represents the moment when they confront their deepest fears or face a major setback. It's the point where the progress they've made is tested, and they must summon all their strength to push forward. This phase can feel overwhelming, but it's also an opportunity for profound growth. It's where the hero proves once and for all that they can rise above their struggles. Batman's words, "The night is darkest just before the dawn," serve as a powerful reminder that even in our darkest moments, light is on the horizon. The resurrection is about enduring one final challenge and emerging on the other side transformed. It's not about erasing the pain of the journey, but about integrating the lessons learned and using them to move forward with strength and clarity. This phase marks the culmination of the hero's inner transformation, a testament to their resilience and capacity for renewal.
A hero can be anyone, even a man doing something as simple and reassuring as putting a coat around a young boy's shoulders to let him know the world hadn't ended.
A hero can be anyone. The journey concludes with the hero returning home, transformed and carrying the elixir, the wisdom, strength, or insight gained from their experiences. For Batman, the elixir is his unwavering commitment to justice and the hope he inspires in Gotham's citizens. Though his mission is ongoing, he has become a symbol of resilience, proving that even the most broken among us can rise to make a difference. For someone battling depression, the return with the elixir is about emerging from the journey with newfound strength and perspective. It's not about being completely cured, but about recognizing the progress made and the tools gained along the way. This phase often involves sharing those insights with others, whether by supporting someone else on their journey or simply being a living testament to the power of perseverance. Batman's reminder that a hero can be anyone encapsulates this stage beautifully. The hero doesn't need a cape or a cowl, they just need the courage to face their challenges and the determination to keep going. The return with the elixir is about recognizing that the journey wasn't just about overcoming struggles, it was about becoming stronger, more compassionate, and more self-aware. It's a reminder that every battle fought, every step taken, has the potential to inspire others and create a ripple effect of hope and healing. Feeling inspired by Batman's story? Take the first step in your own journey today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories like this.